Hi everyone, Comic Book Reviewer here. This time reviewing on Batman issue 386. Now, as you know, this issue is meant to be the first appearance of Black Mask, who was also in the Batman the Brave and the Bold, the Arkham games, as well as being in the film Under the Red Hood. And the best way I can sum up Black Mask is meant to be like Al Pacino's character Tony from the film Scarface, and is obviously meant to be this dark mirror counterpart to Bruce Wayne, showing what Bruce Wayne could become if he had used his inheritance as well as his company for greedy, immoral ends. So let's get on with the story. It starts off the introduction to the story of Black Mask. We see how as soon as Roman Sionis was born, he was dropped on his head, and we see how the doctors say, "Oh my God, you dropped him." And of course, because of the drop in that, we kind of see how Roman's parents try to kind of hide what happened. We kind of see how his parents try to kind of handle the situation. And right away, as Roman grows up to be a kid, we kind of get the sense that Roman is meant to be a bit of this dark lone wolf. And we see how his parents decide to kind of spend the summer, vacation it for a month. And we even see how his mum tries to make the best of it, but he even says, "Yeah, mother, marvelous." And we see how, much like with Bruce Wayne's parents who took him to see Zorro, we kind of see how, yeah, Roman went to see our cartoon animal feature. And similar to how Bruce found the bat to find his inspiration, we kind of see how Roman sees it a lot differently with a small raccoon. And I think this is also meant to be a mirror to how cute animals might seem cute and harmless, but are secretly dangerous, and gets bitten by a wild animal, and of course goes into a frenzy. And right away, Roman is panicking for dear life, but we even see how as soon as he comes to, he seems perfectly fine, and his parents got him the best doctors they needed. But we kind of see how Roman Sionis' parents are a little questionable about Roman's behaviour, and we even saying, "He's been strange since the day he was born. If you had let me sue that incompetent Butterfinger doctor for incompetence, well, not get into that again." And we do kind of see how his parents do try their best with him to no avail. And we see how as soon as Roman hits that young age, he kind of slowly has to work his way to the company until he becomes vice president. And this is where he meets one of the models, Cersei. And I obviously see, yeah, Cersei as a counterpart to Vicky Bale or Serena Kyle. And it's kind of clear that Cersei as well as Roman try to use each other to kind of get something on board. But right away, you get the sense that Roman is going to be a lot different from Bruce. And we see right away that even Roman's parents don't want him to be with Cersei. And we do kind of see how, after planning everything out, he quickly axes them off. And we even see how even Roman gets away scot-free and covers his tracks. And right away, now that becoming president, we kind of see how Roman tries to take over the company full force and is quick to do questionable methods for kind of doing his more kind of business deals. And right away, he has this really terrible idea about, yeah, kind of like this new kind of makeup paint, which not only is a terrible idea, but it's kind of like making customers think that they're going to look like some art museum, when clearly you need to look something more promising in that. And this does show another fatal side to Roman Sionis. He doesn't think through his actions, and because of it, sales start to drop through, and we see how Roman decides to go with something a lot different, and even gets the research team to kind of find a new product. But right away, we see how Roman is desperate to get any leads, and we see how one of them comes up with an idea about waterproof makeup. But right away we see how one of the developers warned him that it hasn't been properly tested. There could come a lot of consequences. But we see him saying, "No time for that, but I'm afraid I must insist on, you're fired. Pick up your 1,000 bonus on the way out." And right away, people are dumb enough to buy it, and there's already side effects. This shows you that Roman is quick to see anything like a golden ticket without doing any proper pre-testing, makes a lot of questionable decisions with his marketing team, and right away he's dragging his company more in the red than Carry On Prom Night. And we see how Roman's company is now in shambles, and the board of directors have to get rid of Roman Sionis. And we see how Cersei decides to kind of make it clear that she's given other offers and is done with Roman Sionis. And we even see how, thanks to Bruce as well as Lucius Fox, they're taking over the company now, and they just don't need Roman Sionis making any more bad decisions. And this is where he goes to his parents' grave, but instead, blames his father for all his problems. And we even see how, unlike Bruce, Roman never really cared about anything about his parents, and right away opens up their casket and dons the Black Mask persona. And right away starts crafting it, getting all of the materials that he needs. And we see how, even Gordon and Harvey Bullock are putting the pieces together. And this is where we're introduced to the Black Mask, saying, "Obey me, go to the other's coffin, and know that the mass destroyer of identity will creating another. Know that the mask forcates the wearer." And we even see how he starts the false face of society, getting his own group of followers. And right away, Batman kind of getting info from the bat signal that Gordon needs him. And we see how Roman Sionis kills off the people that he thinks responsible for destroying his life. And we see how even Batman puts the pieces together that Roman Sionis was up to something. And we see how right away, after spying on Cersei, we kind of see how one of the victims obviously ends up dying, and right away this is setting up to the next issue. So this is the story. I think, to me, issue 386 is definitely readable. Obviously, Roman Sionis is supposed to be a dark reflection of Bruce. Bruce will actually do quite reasonable things to help the company as well as the people around him. Roman is quick to see things as a golden ticket, but never thinks through his actions, and because of it, he put his company so much in the red. They just saw him as a waste of talent, energy, and resources. But I think it's one of those stories that definitely does a good job mirroring to what Bruce could become if he used his identity, his company, and his methods for a criminal empire, then doing things for the right reasons. So it definitely deserves a thumbs up. Still good, and still alright. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.